Egyptologists, and I don't remember, they pretend, to us. Once you know the language, you can get. Once you know the language, you can see what they are doing very clearly. And as I'm reading these texts, and especially in the Middle Kingdom, and I'm looking at the words and how things are being cast, it is clear that so many misrepresentations of the historical information are evident, and it is so easy to unpack. Even so many mistranslations, So even when we begin to look at the historical evidence in the Middle Kingdom, one stock image that you will see Egyptologists always make reference to is something called the boundary stele of Senwosret III. All Egyptologists have to make reference to this to describe, how the Egyptians used to describe the Nubians and Cushites as wretched. Well, when I looked at that text and I read that text, I realized that the Egyptians only used khesy in that text only one time. And they used it in reference to themselves. And so in a basic nominal sentence, they say to attack is brave, to not attack is khesy. That's how they use it. So they're saying that, Senwosret III, in creating these fortress communities and creating the Buahin, but these boundary steles were placed at Urinarti and Simna around the Second Cataract. But the Egyptians are saying in these texts that they're asking their successors to fight for them, but they're also using these terms of khesy and not in the way that the Egyptologists would have us think that they're using them. Okay, so these are very real political conflicts, and that's how we should see them. We should unracialize these conflicts. We should not make references to culture, to costume, to language. This concept is not a pejorative in that sense. Okay, it is not to be seen in that sense. And when we begin to clarify this, for me, this was major, and that's why I'm presenting it there, because I want them to see that there are African scholars that are now on the scene, and that are able to deal with them wherever they go, wherever they are, and they're not going to get away with it. They're not going to write these cheap pieces in National Geographic and get away with it anymore. Okay? So we are here now. Our scholarship is here now, of the world. It's over.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.